What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the premiere episode of Backstage Pass, Backstage Brawl. I don't even know what we calling this backstage presses. We backstage talking WWE, man. It's your boy Serious back at the helm. You guys know how I get down. If you see the show, share the show. We're all over the place, man. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Spotify. We're doing big things in big places, and definitely want to take everybody along for the journey. I don't do this by myself, man. I got a whole slew of WWE fanatics sitting here ready to chop it up and talk about everything around this world of the WWE. My man Villain's in the building with me, my man. How we doing, sir?
Villain, I'm in the house, man. We're here, man. I'm so excited to get this thing popping. Good to see everybody. What's up? What's up?
Yo, man, it's good to see you, my guy. Good to see you. The queen of the building is in the building. Miss Stacy, what's going on, ma'am? How we doing?
Hey, I'm great. I'm ready to get in.
You know, she done, put on a t-shirt and, change. You know what? Let me leave her alone, man. I was with her earlier today, man. It was good kicking it with her. Coach is in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
I'm doing all right, except for I had quite possibly the worst margarita I've ever had in my life at dinner tonight. So other than that, I'm doing all right. I'll battle through. I will try to make it through this show, guys, because it's the first one. But really, like I'm anyway.
This nasty work, Coach. Nasty work.
Nasty work, bro. Nasty work. We got my man Aaron from the Nonsense the Deep Thoughts podcast in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Good to see you again after the last, 40 minutes that I didn't see you. So I spent enough time with your ass tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Listen, I'm not going to waste anybody's time, man. We got a lot to talk about, and let's just say the green room, it got heated, and I'm just going to bring what we talked about in the green room here. I have a group thread with everybody here in the building, and we were talking about the bar for a superstar being over. And before we start talking about what happened on SmackDown, what happened on Raw, NXT, all that sort of stuff, I had made a comment and said, chat, that LA Knight was not over. To which I was met with a barrage of rebuttals from so-called WWE fans. So then I asked the question.
Is there a way we can mute him?
Yeah, I know, right?
I asked the question in an effort to just gain clarity and understanding. Where's the bar?
No, wait, pause.
That is not
No. I'm not
what you said.
Not what you said.
I'm not going to let you continue with this slander. I need your definition. I need your definition of over. Give me a definition of over.
My definition of over is a superstar that transcends the sport, both internationally as well as locally. I'm talking about a guy or a girl who, when they step inside the stadium pops. I'm talking about a guy or a girl whose name themselves brings very, very, very resounding pop. I'm talking about a guy and a girl whose merchandise and paraphernalia is flying off the shelves. And
LA Knight checks all those boxes.
I was going to say, wait, by your definition, that means
LA Knight checks all those boxes.
LA Knight is a good star. He is not over.
Okay, all right. So here's the deal. The definition of over is achieving the desired crowd reaction with the audience buying into a performer or gimmick. Faces who are over will be cheered, and heels who are over will be booed. All right, so listen, that is the definition. That is the true definition of over. So John Cena is over as a heel. Jey Uso is over as a face. Okay, you get the crowd reaction that you want. Like somebody like Logan Paul is over as a heel, but for different reasons. Like there's guys like Ludwig Kaiser. He's over as a heel because he gets the desired heel heat that he wants. You're talking about something totally different. You're talking about you're really talking about a transcendent star in the literal sense. Over means when you have a match, people are invested. They're into your match. And you get the reaction that you want. You either get them to cheer or you get them to boo. That's over. So I
Yes.
think
So
we're talking about two different things.
Yes, you're
so,
talking. There are
so to
levels.
you,
There are levels of standards,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
the first thing that happens for you you can go from being a job to over.
Mhm.
You're over. You're a mid card. You are like breaker hit being over pretty quick, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
You don't have to be top tier to be over. But that's where
Exactly.
you're achieving top tier.
Mhm.
There is a big difference between top tier and being over, because Jey Uso was over, but then he went megastar. That you can't compare those. You
Mhm.
can't say that you have to be over to be a megastar. You do, but there's a first level to all of it. That's when
Right.
you go from being thrown in just to lose every time to getting the crowd on your side, whether you're heel or a face. And that's when you're over, and then you build the top tier.
So let me ask you this question to double click on you. Hey Brian, by the way, I love you, miss you so freaking much. Somebody
My
like a
boo's
Finn
here.
Balor. I know. Somebody like a Finn Balor. Would you put him over them? Because he just goes in because he goes in
Yes,
there and loses every time.
he's over, but there's levels to Stacy's point.
Yep.
Like
Mhm.
Dominic is way over as a heel. Like
Yes.
Dominic gets the crowd reaction that he wants, and that's why Aaron loves them so much, because he's one of the most over heels in the company. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like New Day is now an over heel. They get the crowd reaction that they want, and they've worked
Mhm.
that. They've worked hard for that, right? Like DIY,
Mhm.
they're heels, but are they
But it's not.
over
It's not
heels?
hitting. Yeah. Yeah. It's
No.
not
There's
really hitting
levels.
them. Yeah.
There's
Mhm.
levels to
Right.
it. So that's the point.
So again, back to my initial point, and then we can move on. Or I know Steve has something he wants to say too.
I said all I gotta say in the group chats, and Stacy
Where,
just like pretty much ran
where's
back
the
what I
bar?
said. So
Where's the bar?
It's
There's
separate.
different
you're
levels.
talking about some bar. It's like I'm gonna use the same. I'm gonna pull back the cord in here. I'm gonna use the same example I use in the group chat. It's just okay. You have levels of superstardom. You have levels of popularity. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna use a totally different example. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. No one in the history of Earth will probably be as famous as Michael Jackson was.
Mhm.
Okay. Taylor
Mhm.
Swift is very famous. Ariana Grande, Beyonce, you can name all these people. They are ridiculously famous. Michael Jackson might end up being the most famous person that ever lived ever, because
Mhm.
it was just in that time frame, in that period, it's just like people fainting and stuff like that. Okay, but that's not to say that people didn't love Prince. Prince
Mhm.
was also very popular
Mm-hmm.
as well. He just
Right.
wasn't as popular as Michael Jackson.
Right.
R.I.P. to both those fellas. But it's like, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, so this bar that you're talking about, it's like over is over. Oh, if you're getting pop from the crowd, if you're getting a response from the crowd, the response that you want, okay, and that's
Mhm.
that's the most popular, that's the most important thing here. The response that you want is like LA Knight comes out, people scream, yeah, they're in it. The crowd
Mhm.
is eating at the palm of his hand. That's what being over is. You're trying to set some kind of bar or whatever like that. And yes, there are levels to being over. Jay Uso is probably the most over person in the whole business right now. But
Mm-hmm.
does that mean LA Knight isn't over? Because like
Right.
it's I don't understand like why you have to set this bar for over. Over is over. You
Mhm.
know.
I mean,
But
I think for me, go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead, Aaron. Talk.
I was just gonna say, Steve couldn't explain that any better. The Michael Jackson Prince analogy is perfect. And who sets the bar is the crowd.
Mhm.
Your fan base is what says you're famous and what says
Right.
you're over. It's
Yes.
not the superstar itself, it's the fan base that says you are over.
Mhm.
Yes.
And that's why Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble, because love him or hate him in his ring work, he's over. That
Mhm.
crowd is electric when he comes to the ring. You can't deny it. That's over. That's way over, right?
Yeah.
That's top tier.
Penta's over. Penta's over. Like there's levels to it though. Like
Mhm.
he gets a crowd reaction. Now, you guys have to work harder to get the crowd reaction that they want, especially during a match. Like you see some guys that has to do the clap or bang on
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
ring to
Mhm.
get the crowd to get into the match. Roman Reigns doesn't have to do that.
No.
No.
Jey Uso doesn't have to do that. Like CM Punk doesn't have to do that. They can tell the story in the ring, and the crowd's with them every step because they get it. You know what I mean? So there's
So
levels
again,
to it.
I mean, to my point, if I'm looking at Roman Reigns, CM Punk, those guys that are mega over.
Mhm.
And then I'm looking at somebody like an LA Knight who is not at that particular level. There's where the disconnect for me lies. Because
But
I'm looking
what do you
at
mean at that level though? What do you mean at that level, serious?
because again, with a guy like Roman Reigns, with a guy like Jey Uso, with a guy like Cody, I don't see LA Knight at that level with the crowd and everything. Like hell, the moment Roman Reigns hits anything, girls just passing out. And it's you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't see that with
But you can't have everybody at that level. You
Yeah,
can't.
Oh,
You
there's a
can't.
handful
You
of there's a
simply can't.
handful of people who are that transcendent. What you're talking about
Mhm.
is transcendence. Cody
Yes.
Rhodes transcendent. Roman
which
Yes.
Reigns transcendent.
I got you, I got you,
You
I got
can be transcendent like those guys, and then you can
Yes.
be over like LA Knight.
Mhm.
LA Knight's
Again, it's
over.
levels to it.
Yes.
When LA Knight's music hits, the crowd gets up and they scream. When he does his LA Knight,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's over. Like, listen, I'm not a big LA Knight guy. Like, to me, he's like a generic rock Stone Cold mixture that you put
Mhm.
into a pot and you shook up together. Like me personally, when he comes out, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's good. Like, you know, I respect that he works.
Yeah,
I love that he
exactly.
works, but he's not my cup of tea. But I
Mhm.
can't deny the fact that he's not over. Like,
And
I
that's
can't
what I
deny
said,
the
and
fact the
that's
crowd
what I've been
doesn't give
saying
him
is
a
like
pop.
you cannot let your personal opinion of a superstar determine whether they're over or not. It's like again, of LA Knight's not your cup of tea, like Villain said, that's fine.
Yeah.
But to say, oh well, he's not over because I don't think he's it's like when he
Well,
comes out, you get
so
Yeah.
which goes back to my initial point. It wasn't that I hate Ellen. I think he's a great dude or whatever it could be. It's just I'm talking about again understanding, which is why I wanted to have the conversation. I'm talking about somebody who transcends, I guess, the game and transcends the sport. And if we're talking about him being over or her being over, I'm looking at somebody like LA Knight who's not there. And
yeah,
so
that's two different conversations though.
again,
Yeah.
The question is LA Knight over?
I'm
Yes.
understanding it.
Yes. He's
I'm
over.
understanding it.
But serious, you're trying to put Bailey in that conversation.
Right.
Because I
I'm
love,
not seeing that right now.
because I love Bailey cake so much. I want
I
listen.
see, and
But then
that and
here's
you can
here's
admit
that emotion,
You can
that
admit that.
personal opinion, that emotion. You letting you getting emotional, dog. Like you letting your personal emotions get in the way of what is. You
Yeah,
I
know,
love her
and that's fine.
more
But-
than you
but
do,
there's-
and I don't think she's up there.
And,
And
and I
then
think
there's
the biggest
there's
thing
no wo-
between transcendence and being over is this. Over is what's currently the period of time that they are getting the
Mhm.
pop. Transcendence is Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We have
Yeah.
National Stone Cold Steve Austin Day now, right?
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
hear certain sounds now that 20 years ago was their theme music, and you're like, oh, that's
That when you hit that
transcendence.
glass shatter, it goes
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crazy.
Miz, a large space and time, Miz was over.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he
Miz
still
is
is.
not over as big as he was. He's
Mhm.
not transcended. And that's the difference, Aaron. Like
Mhm.
transcendence is in any space and time in WWE world, they are as big as they always were. Over is in that time frame, in that period of time, they're getting the bumps, they're getting the pops, they're getting the play. And that's the difference.
I mean,
Exactly.
transcendent to me is like you could put up a picture of them anywhere and somebody will recognize them, right? Like as much
Yes.
as I love my mommy, you know what I mean? Like when this is my brutality and the crowd goes freaking crazy,
Yeah.
I can still admit the fact that there's a certain amount of people that
Mhm.
don't know who she is. Okay,
Right.
Mhm.
if you hold up a picture of Stone Cold Steve Austin, everybody knows who the hell that is.
Yes.
Or you put up a picture of Undertaker, everybody knows who
Taker.
that is. Like
Mhm.
there's levels to it, serious, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah, exactly. I
admit
mean,
that.
I know people who were in Philly at WrestleMania last year. One of the biggest pops of the whole weekend is when the lights went out and you heard that doom,
Mhm.
Yeah.
doom,
That's right.
and then the lights
That's
come
right.
back up. It was one of the biggest pops of the whole weekend because it's the Undertaker. He's transcendent. He's the
Yeah.
dead man. He's all of that. You know,
Yeah.
he is more than over. He is the Undertaker.
He's him. He's him.
You know,
Right.
Yeah.
I can respect it. Well, I'm glad I got that cleared up. I mean, again, I wasn't trying to throw shade at
No,
LA Knight.
absolutely not.
Well, no, I
I
didn't think it was
I
shade. It was just like we gotta kind of like
We gotta define
like
this.
we gotta define over. And again, like
Right.
there's a difference between transcendence and over. And LA Knight is over, and
Mhm.
whether you think the gimmick is over, I mean, that's what wrestling is. We sell gimmicks. That's what we do, baby. That's the business. So it's
Right.
like the gimmick is over.
Yeah.
Whether
I got
whether he, however you feel about how he performs in the ring or whatever like that, he comes out there, he does the Rock Stone Cold like word salad thing or whatever like that. That's fine.
Mhm.
But the character LA Knight, is over.
Yeah. And he worked hard to get it over too. I respect how long he worked to get that gimmick over where he's been and where he is now. Like to the point where when he won that match against Shinsuke, like my daughter was going crazy. Like Avery was
Mhm.
screaming. Like I respect that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
For
I
sure.
respect it. I got it. So moving right along, man. Going backwards. We'll say Monday for a little bit from now. We had new.
No, we
tag
got
team-
we got to talk about John Cena. Come on now, because
I mean,
you was talking mad ish, brother, and like I want to know why you think that promo wasn't gold.
Aaron.
Call his ass out, villain. I wasn't gonna let him slide either. So
No,
I'm
I
glad
ain't
you
gonna
said
let
it
him.
first.
I ain't gonna let him get away with that.
No, this is exactly how our 7 o'clock show started. I tried to go to SmackDown, and they're like, no. We got to
Yeah,
talk
hell
about
no.
Cena. It was
Hell no.
35 minutes to Cena, so let's go back.
No, let's go. Because
Oh, Lord.
listen. It was the most anticipated promo in a while. Like this is like a night after WrestleMania level promo that was anticipated, and to me, there was moments that it was a little repetitive, but everything John did was perfect, and it was like you could have gone a lot of different ways with John going heel. You could have said, I needed to make a deal with the devil because I haven't won in years. I didn't think I could get 17 on my own. But for him to pull back to what I've been talking about on past shows and what we've talked about for years, the fact that he is such a polarizing face and gets such a crowd reaction, negative and positive, and he pulled that out and said, you don't deserve me. And it was perfect. It was chef's kiss. Like it was literally the Willy Wonka of WWE. Like you bumped into the ceiling that now has to be washed. It's sanitized, so you get nothing. You lose. Like it was perfect. And the fact that he didn't come out with new music, the fact that he said that's my music. Like I don't care what anybody says, Brian, I love you, but you got to understand, I worked there. I was there confiscating shirts that said "We hate Cena." I still have a picture on my old phone of taking pictures of this shirt and sending it to the office and saying, "This is what's being like sold outside the arena when we're trying to sell real merchandise inside." I've seen the arenas go crazy when they were saying John Cena sucks, you can't wrestle. You know, I was there, and he went back to that. I just listen. There, it's a polarizing promo. People liked it. People didn't like it. To me, I thought it was gold.
Yeah.
I did not, but let Steve talk real quick. Steve, talk to me, man. Where's your head at?
See, once again, it's like I feel like Cena's proven you proven his point. It's like you're going so hard, but like I didn't like it because what? Because John Cena's your hero, because you love him, because like you took and you took and you took. What did you give John Cena? You gave him nothing. You didn't give him anything back. But so now you're mad because John Cena is standing up for himself. You know, I mean, it's beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was amazing promo work, and I feel like people didn't like it because again, the people who don't like it and the people who like it, we're all in the same basket. Because I like it because it's like, yes, John, it's like they booed you. They said you sucked. They said you couldn't wrestle. The 5 moves of doom, all that stuff like that. It's like I sat here, blood, sweat, and tears, and what did y'all do? Y'all sat up here and y'all said I sucked. Y'all made fun of me, whatever like that. It is one of those things where so then the people who for me who liked it, and then the people who didn't like it, oh well, I can't like no, I was here for you. I was buying the t-shirts, I was buying the merch. And like that poor kid who like they
Oh,
Oh,
that
that poor
I
little
hope that
boy.
was a plant. I hope that was a
it,
plant.
yeah,
I
for
do
real.
like I
too.
said, if that wasn't someone's kid, like executive or somebody, but that like that poor kid, like I just, but that was perfect. It was just
Mhm.
like, yeah, look at this kid here. This kid's a jerk too. It was just, it was a culmination of. I feel like this was the perfect way because look, sometimes you got to put a little bit of shoot into these promos,
Right.
you know. And if we're keeping it 100, as the kids say, it's like that is stuff that John Cena might actually really kind of feel. Where it's like, look, I work hard, I do this, I have been
Mhm.
all over the place. The Make a Wish stuff, the TV shows, the movies, the
That's right.
the late night
That's
stuff,
right.
whatever like that. It's like, and this is thanks I get. I started this, and this is thanks I get. Hello, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but oh boy, okay, party's over, everybody.
Cody's turning. We could take him out. We could take him out.
Yeah,
Cody's
party,
turning
party's
all-
party's over, everybody. All right.
Justin's in the building. What's going on, Justin? How we doing?
Hey,
sir?
Justin,
What's
what's
up,
up?
guys?
What's going? Mhm,
Perfect derailment.
mhm,
Oh,
And
Yeah,
here's
so,
the thing about this. Like,
Mhm.
I hated it. Y'all know I hated it. But here's the thing. I was supposed to hate it. Because the opposite of love is
mhm.
not hate, it's indifference. And it evoked an emotion. And that was the whole point. Whether
Mhm.
we loved it or we hated it, that was still the point. And I hated it. Like, my house was like, get this man off my screen. Uh, but
Stacey,
I
go
mean,
get your
it's,
man.
I
All right,
know.
that's
But
the best
I
comment
love
ever.
how he built it up. Like I love
Yeah.
Stacy. Like he came out,
Yeah.
he had the microphone in his hand. I got my remote, and then he dropped it and was about to walk away when they booed him and booed him louder. Like he built it up, and then he really got. But listen, Cody killed it in 1 minute. His retort to that was chef's kiss. Like
Yes.
that was perfect. Like
Yes.
I'll come back when I don't have to face a whiny bitch. Like that was perfect. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah. Because this John Cena, I'm gonna kick his ass. I
exactly.
need that other John Cena because this one
Right.
John Cena here, yeah, he's no match for me. And
Right.
I love that little twist on it. To where Cody didn't have to say much after Cena talked for 17 hours. Cody came out and didn't have to. He came out and didn't have to say much. And I love how
Right.
they built that up to where it's like there was no need for Cody to say a whole lot.
Right.
Okay, gentlemen. First and foremost, Justin, what's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
what's going on, guys?
You know
What's
what I'm
up,
saying?
Justin?
Justin's in the building. Another guy from Nonsense and Deep Thoughts. I mean, it's been what, 25 minutes or something like that. So good to see you again. Um, First and foremost, I hated it. And Stacy's point, the opposite of love is indifference, and I get that. Believe me, nobody gets that more than me right now. However, I hated the angle. I hated the angle. I'm all for John Cena being a heel. I'm all for John Cena invoking a reaction. I mean, again, if he's gonna walk down this road, walk down this road. But I said this a little bit ago. He literally copied the Drew McIntyre school of Cry Me a River, woe is me, and pasted it smack dab onto himself. You get nothing. What about me? What do I get? What do I get? What do I get? No. I'm sorry.
Oh jeez.
You cannot, in my opinion, come out, be John Cena. What do I get? What do I get? This it flopped for me. It was a total flop for me. And so
That was the point.
Yeah.
again.
Was it though? Isn't the point of him turning heel you hating him? I don't hate him. I
just
hate
said the
his
word turn.
gimmick
Well, I
that
mean,
he's doing.
I think are you supposed to really? Are you really going to hate this guy on his farewell tour? Are you
I've
really
never
going to
liked
hate
him
him?
Yes.
anyway.
Yes.
No, you're not. No, you're
Yes.
not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yes.
Because by the end of the tour, he's going to turn. He's going to be a good guy again. You're not going to really hate. You're not going to
Mhm.
invest in.
We've had
really
this
hate
discussion.
This guy, but I
We
really
did.
like. I really like. There's reasons why he would turn, and turn on heel, but he didn't turn on Cody Rhodes. He turned on the fans.
Yes.
That's the point. He turned on the fans.
Yes.
And and all those. I know Sirius is one of those kids that bought the armbands, the purple armbands, and the shirt and the hat and the spinner necklace, and was like,
Oh
"You
yeah.
can't see
I had
me.
it all.
You
I had it
can't
all.
see me.
Mhm.
I had it all.
You can't see me. You see me."
I use
Like, I know you
I
were
use
one of those
Colgate
dudes.
toothpaste now because he said it in the song. I use Colgate now because it says it in the song.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you're one of those guys, but he didn't turn on Cody. He turned on the fans. And I can get with that. Like, at the end of the day, it's a business move, and he's still gonna move merch. He's still doing business. I think he's gonna do the honors at WrestleMania. It could go the other way. I don't know. We'll talk about that in shows down the line. But
Yeah.
I at first I didn't like how it was going, and then I was like, you know what? I do, because this is what I've been talking about for years. Like we said, like Coach said, this guy has given, and the fans hated him. They hated him. Kids loved him.
They did not hate him for the
Yes,
past
they
20
did.
years.
Yes,
How
they
many-
did. Don't
how
lie
many-
to yourself.
But
Don't
they
lie.
Have you
hated
ever
him
heard
for
the
the same
chants?
reason they hated Roman, because he was shoved down your throat.
Yeah.
But Cena wasn't shoved down our throats like Roman was, Justin. He was the guy in the silly looking tights with the crew cut,
Yeah.
and then he became a rapper. He was a heel rapper. The fans embraced him when he was a heel rapper, and he got over and he won the US title at WrestleMania against Big Show. He was more organic than Roman. Roman was shoved down our face. He was overpowering, and you were forced to like this guy. Cena was a heel when he came out. People
Right.
I mean,
forget that.
Right.
yeah, he came out of the hill. He came out of the hill,
Compared
and
to
then
Roman was wrong, but like once Vince knew that was money, it was. He was pushed down your throat. That's why people hated him.
Yeah, but he was still a heel, pushed down your throat. I mean, he was the guy smacking Stephanie on the back. You know what I mean? Like, that was John Cena, and then he got over because of stuff like that. Because he was funny, he was witty, and people started to gravitate to him. Word life, you know what I mean? You know, with it's hard to get over. Like, but then it was the 5 moves of doom, and people hated that. Like, I remember him at ECW. He wins, we riot. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's a
was,
great example.
It was like
Yeah.
it was like
Yeah.
when CM Punk was holding the company hostage 10 years ago, because I was there. I remember it, and it was like John could win the belt and keep the belt at WWE, or CM Punk could take the belt. His contract ends the next night, and we don't have a champion. People still wanted CM Punk to win that belt because they hated John so much. I was there, so you could say what you want. The fans never liked them like that. Kids loved them. The real hardcore fans, the wrestling fans, did not like them. They didn't.
I've never liked him.
I have a hard time.
And I loved them because I
Digesting
respect them. I respect
I have
it.
a
I
hard time
respect it.
digesting that one.
Of
'Cause,
course, you
I've
have a
al-
hard time, serious,
I've
because
always liked them.
you're the people that John Cena was talking about in the promo. Like,
Yeah, I
of
love
course, you
them.
have a hard time. You
I
know,
love them.
like, yeah. I mean, duh. Like, yeah, that's why you have a hard time dealing with this.
So you want me to honestly believe that the overall population of Cena Mania didn't like Cena? Is that,
Yes.
is that what you're trying to get me to understand?
Yes. Like, Aaron, am I wrong here? Like, am I wrong to think that, dude, he was getting booed. He was getting booed out of the building. Cena sucks. You can't wrestle.
all the time.
Yeah.
The 5 moves
Yeah.
of
Let's
doom.
go, Cena.
Yeah, like I said,
Cena
the 5
sucks.
moves of doom.
Let's
Look,
go.
that John Cena sucks. Like, that didn't just start happening in Brussels on Monday.
Right.
No, yeah.
That John Cena sucks like little song. That's something that's been like happening.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's
over time.
organic. It's always
Even when he
been like
returned at
50-50.
It's always been
SummerSlam,
like that.
he
Like, do
was
you
out
remember
directing
when
music.
Edge won his first belt at the Elimination Chamber? How
Mhm.
bad they wanted Edge to win, and how much they cheered. They didn't like Edge. Was a heel. They didn't like Edge. They didn't want Cena to have the belt. They didn't think he deserved it. They hated him.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a 50-50
Yeah,
deal.
yeah.
Serious. I'll be
We're
fair.
not
Like
going back to-
it
we're not
was
going
it
back
was a
to-
50-50 deal. I was the guy that wanted Sean to win that Mania against him. I was at that match, and I thought Sean really carried John and really elevated him. But I knew he wasn't going to win that match. But I wanted somebody that can actually work. You know what I mean? But I still respect the hell out of John because he does so much for the business that people will never understand. They just won't because they don't understand. Like they just think in the ring he does the 5 moves and that's it. But I've seen John sign autographs until his hand cramps. I've seen I you know what I mean? Like anything we asked John to do, he did it. Anything.
Mhm.
No
But that's
questions asked.
And that's why I wonder, and I said this to Aaron, and we talked about this earlier, that, you know, his brand is going to take a hit by
Mhm.
doing this. Like he is taking a personal brand hit by taking this level heel. Because I think they knew that his heel turn would be huge. But we've used this word a lot tonight. It is transcending his brand. I mean,
Mhm.
it is still every reel I see on social platforms is still about that turn. And then his promo on Monday. So I have to wonder how much he is taking a personal hit in his brand because of, to your point, Barry, all the things that he did behind the scenes, all the things that the real ones, the real fans knew, that now they are personally taking this as a devastation because he has turned. So you have to wonder, like he did this for the business, and we know he did it for the business, right? Is the right thing to do. It was him or
Right.
Cody, and Cody will come later. But I think the reality is what is his brand going to take as a result?
And we'll find out. I can ask around and be like, hey, how was his merch sales in Brussels? And they won't give me
Those
exact
Brussels
numbers.
shirts were fire too.
They were,
Yeah.
and
Good
there were
Lord, that
so
Brussels shirt
many.
was amazing.
And that
I'm ordering one in 2 weeks.
because
Well, and I
there's two different there's a couple of different types of heels. There's heels that are super invested, like there were like okay. Remember when Chris Jericho came back? I think it was about 07-ish. And you know, he had some merch, and then he came and said, I don't want merch anymore. And we were like, Chris, you're one of the hottest. Your comeback. He's like, well, no, I'm a heel. I hate the fans. I don't want any merch. So he had a shirt, the Save Us shirt, Save Us 2-2. We had to pull that shirt, and we had to take down anything that was Chris Jericho that wasn't like licensed. So it was like action figures and stuff like that, because he was so invested in his heel turn that he did not want merch up. John still got his merch. He got his new hat, his new shirt, his new wristbands, and everything. So we'll see how much of a brand hit, to Stacey's point, this is going to take.
And I don't think that Brussels is the benchmark, because they had those shirts going into what happened. I think the benchmark is from then forward, because there were so many Brussels shirts in the crowd. I mean, they were everywhere. There was a red shirt, a burgundy shirt everywhere. I think let's see what happens going forward, because it was big.
I mean, but
it
Stacey,
evoked
you
emotion.
have some people who now like, yeah, John, yeah. You have people now. You got people like, yeah, I like John Cena now. I'm gonna buy that Paris shirt or that that London shirt or whatever like that. So I mean, I don't think his brand will take that much of a hit, because people are gonna still buy the merch. People
But
are
I
gonna still
wonder,
like.
like, Make
How
a
much
Wish,
pressure? Yeah, how much
Make
pressure
a
is he going to
Wish.
get from Make a Wish?
everything outside of that, the other things he does. Like, that's where I
When was
wonder
the
if
last
his
time you did
personal
a
brand.
Make a Wish?
We don't really know, because they don't really advertise that too much.
Right
No.
before Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah.
can still do it if he's to your guys' point. If he's super invested in this heel turn, he won't do anymore.
He won't do them.
But
Yeah.
if it's business as usual, then he'll keep doing it. Like, let's be honest, The Rock, his heel turn, has that affected his popularity?
No,
But
that's
his heel
because he's in
turn,
Hollywood.
his heel turn was arrogance.
That
His
guy
heel
don't
turn
care.
was
He's the
Well, no.
richest actor in the
His
world.
was,
He's
I'm
always
the
been
man.
back and forth anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but then here's the thing though. But Rock is like, the thing is like, The Rock will do what he did at Elimination Chamber, and then he will go back in these press like, "Hey, everybody, remember this is not real. This is just wrestling. It's not real. Me and Cody drunk some beers after this. Blah blah." The Rock will always do that. He continues to do that. He continues to like kind of rip the curtain back and is like, "Hey guys, and hey, I did that, but like me and Cody gonna drink some Terramana on the bus. We're actually really cool. This is just fake." So this is, it's I don't think Cena's brand will take that much of a hit. And I mean, again, these kids will be like, oh, they'll do the Make-A-Wish things, and John will be like, oh well, I mean, what's the show that he's on? Nobody thinks that he's a home catcher or whatever the fuck the show is that he's on or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's wrestling, guys. I mean, it's like John Cena, the wrestler, is different from John Cena, the guy. And I feel like John Cena, the guy, he gets it. He gets the business. And it's just,
he always has. He always has.
I don't think they had to run it by Make-A-Wish. They're like, hey, Make-A-Wish people, like, look, we're going to turn John heel. How do you guys feel about that?
I think they had to, actually. I think they may have had to. Because the thing is,
I think it would have been kind of stale, right? Serious?
Yeah,
but wouldn't you have to run that promo by them? Because that promo, back on all of that.
Yeah.
Well,
because knowing the amount of money that they get too for him doing that, they could, because they're a nonprofit of that level. There's a lot of branding that goes into that.
I think the layer of this that we're forgetting too is kayfabe is basically dead at this point.
Dead. RIP. Pretty much.
So you can pretty much go and do wishes and be Cena and come back and be heel Cena on TV. Those lines have been blurred for so long, and the Undertaker pretty much said, when he went out and did his WrestleMania, I mean not his WrestleMania, his Hall of Fame speech. I mean, it pretty much died right there for good. It was dying before that, but I think the blurred lines now with kayfabe, I think it's going to allow Cena to do a lot. Because I know, Casey, we were talking about this earlier, and I had a few minutes to digest it and think about it. And he may not take as much of a hit. I don't know how he's going to be in the street to people. He may be John. He may be heel John. Who knows? It's probably going to depend on where he is. So, but I think to Justin's point, they probably had to clear some of that stuff through Make-A-Wish. Because, I mean, let's face it, that was heel behavior.
And other avenues, because I mean, again, the little kid right there who was a plan or whatever,
If he's not, he's in therapy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in therapy this week.
Hopefully his dad knows what kayfabe is.
So now that we got Cena out the way, let's back up real quick and give some congratulatory stuff. The Street Profits got the straps finally. I thoroughly enjoyed what I saw on a SmackDown episode for the first time in a long time. That particular show has been lacking a lot of just pop and star power. So I wanted to throw this around the building really quickly. The tag team division over on SmackDown is cooking with gas, man. How you guys feel about it? Justin, what's going on, my man? Talk to me about the tag team division over there on SmackDown.
There's so much going on in that. They need to send some of them to Raw.
For real.
I agree.
They have too much over there. Like send Motor City Machine Guns to Raw.
That's what I would do.
Like split it up a little bit. I mean, DIY is coming to an end. That's gotta be close.
That's losing steam. Yeah. So.
And so's Waller Theory. That's got to be on the tail end.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, sitting around and do what? Like the tag team division over on Raw sucked.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you got American Made going against the War Raiders. Like
what the hell? And Judgment Day is just.
I mean, I'm just waiting for New Day to get their tag title shot, because that's the only tag team that is getting any kind of reaction over there right now.
And it's a shame because American Made, they've been putting on some pretty good matches.
They are.
Yeah, those boys have been cooking. You know what I'm saying? Those boys have been cooking. And I tell you one thing, like I like the War Raiders. I love their story and stuff like that. I'm shocked that they are still the champions.
It's, who are you going to give it
I
to?
exactly.
Right,
That's the thing.
right.
It's like I'm shocked that this because I thought they would have thought of some. I really looked at them as like transitional champions, but it's like they haven't transitioned to anybody else. So it's like we might as well keep the belt on the Raiders because who are we gonna give it to? You know,
Right.
but like to bring it back to SmackDown, I mean the profits are up. You know,
Mhm.
you know, as they say, the profits are up.
Yeah.
These are two guys who look with Montez Ford. We know Montez Ford is a beast.
He's
That guy
fast.
can go. He is super athletic. He can talk on the mic. He's money. Angelo Dawkins has gotten so much better.
He's
Yes.
really
Is
better.
I just like I applaud him. He has gotten so much better because he was always viewed as like like the weak link or whatever like that.
Mhm.
He has gotten so much better. He's gotten more comfortable talking. He's gotten
Mhm.
more comfortable in the ring. I mean, he still has some moments where things are a little herky jerky, you know, in the ring. I mean, but he's a big guy, you know. So it's like you know he's
He
not gonna move
trimmed
as
up
smooth.
too.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. Yeah. So like I love them putting the profits in this position. And I really do think that, and we've said this before, I think we're heading towards some sort of TLC like
Ladder
match
match
at
or something.
Mania,
Yeah.
Yeah.
ladder
Yeah.
match at Mania with all these teams to get everybody invested. And yeah, like I would love like Justin like took the word right out of my mouth. One of these teams has to move to Raw because the tag team division on Raw is so stagnant. Like I said, I thought the Raiders were going to be transitional champs, and they still the champions. They've been the champs for a while now, you
Mhm.
know. So we'll see. But like, man, the SmackDown tag like situation is just on fire right now.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
a good problem to have, right? Because
Hmm.
listen, Motor City Machine Guns just hasn't gotten all the way over, right? They're definitely not but
It's funny because it's like
You know what, villain?
they're tweeners.
yeah,
They're in like this weird purgatory type deal where it's like people respect them because true wrestling fans know who the Machine Guns are. They
yeah,
put in work. They're OGs in this thing. But a lot of the quote unquote, and I hate to use this term, but like the casual fans, they're just like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, the guys bang bang, you know, it's just but they come out and
yeah.
you know,
The problem with them is they can't work the mic WWE style.
boom, yeah.
Right.
They can't get themselves over on the mic, and I think they're working on it. If I was management, I would get them a mouthpiece to help them along.
Hmm.
And you know, I don't know if it's a cute young lady or if it's like a Wiseman type person, but you need somebody that can talk for them. Because
Mhm.
to your point, Montez can do it. He can
Hmm.
work the mic, and they first of all, they should have had the belt months ago. They got hurt,
Hmm.
right?
Correct.
That was their time to get
Hmm.
but what's happened is since they've been gone, they've really built this tag division up to where now
Hmm.
it's like you got 6 teams that legitimately could
Yeah.
get in that mix, right?
Mhm.
So the profits are up to your point. They can get over on the mic and in the ring. Machine Guns only get over in the ring with their work, but that's not enough in WWE. You got to be able to do all the facets, and they're not there yet. That's why I would move them. But it's Pretty Deadly is a team I don't want to like, but I'm
I
like,
love Pretty Deadly.
these
I love
guys
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love
They're really
watching
good.
them.
Mhm.
My
They're really
daughter's
good.
like, ew, why do you like them? And I'm like, they work. I love
do.
people that work. Like, she
Yeah.
hates that I love Chelsea Green. Chelsea
Oh.
Green, but she works. Like,
Yeah.
she works. And I love that. So, like, this division, like, give me, I would love to see a nice match with Profits and Pretty Deadly. I think they can tear
Oh,
it
a
down
Prophet's
really
Pretty Deadly
quickly.
match would cook. Oh,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
grief.
Yeah.
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 Even though like I don't like looking at them, they just like
Yeah, it's
but
the
I
gimmick.
know they work.
The gimmick takes away from the fact that those boys be working their ass off in the ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get rid of the gimmick. We're done with that.
Listen, I
Repackage
respect
it.
that they throw themselves into that gimmick as
Yes,
hard as they do.
Yes.
Same thing. That's why I like Chelsea Green. She commits to it.
Yes.
That is her.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to talk to my 8-year-old daughter, and she doesn't get it. But I'm like, you don't understand. Like when she went into that garbage can and people were making fun of her that she smells and all that stuff, like it could have went south for her, but she worked it. And you know what? After that, it's like she deserves this belt because she could take lemons and make lemonade. And that's what she does in the ring with her work. She is a perfect heel champion, and you buy into it. You want to see her fail and lose, but at the end of the day, do you really want to see her lose? Because
Not
I watched her
really.
last night. I love watching her. I really do. Like it, and like I love the Twitter videos that she posts. Like
Oh, the
they're
green
amazing.
confessionals. Oh, those
Yeah.
are those are fantastic.
It's hilarious. It's like she gets it from her husband, and Matt was able to take the Long Island iced tea, that whole gimmick with the pat your hair and all that stuff, and like he was able to make himself Intercontinental Champion when he had no business being a champion, no business having a belt. And Chelsea has kind of taken that bit and said, you don't want to give me time. I'm going to make my time. And she's made the most of it. And this is where she is. And that's why I like Pretty Deadly too. And that's where Street Profits are going. That's why I like them too.
So speaking about Chelsea Green, there's been a rise in Toledo Vega. Vying for the championship. We like Chelsea Green so damn much, but I think I can speak for two of us. love us some Toledo Vega. So is that where she drops the belt, or do you think she holds it for a while?
Is she ready? Do you think she's ready?
I think she is.
Is she over?
I don't know. I don't know if you can realistically. I can see Penta getting the IC belt before I can see Vega getting the US belt. It's just you're not invested in enough yet, right? I got to see a little bit more from her. Like Michin should have had the belt for all intents and purposes, but like Chelsea is such a good champion. Like you really. Do you want it? You can't take the belt off her right now. You just can't do it.
Not right now. No.
I don't know. I don't know if Vega's ready. And like, where are you going to do it at Mania? Is she ready for a Mania moment to win the belt?
I don't think she's ready for Mania, but you can't have, but you can not have the USA your champion competing in the Super Bowl of your event of your sport.
I wouldn't have picked her to go to Mania. I would have rather had Michin Mania.
So we run this Michin thing back for the 14th billionth time at Mania?
No.
So what does Chelsea Green do? She goes against Alita Vega and squashes her.
I don't know. You got to pull out. You got to pull Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss is
I don't know what's going on with Alexa Bliss, but I hope she all right. You know what I'm saying? Because they pulled her off of all this Mania stuff. So I was like, hope everything all right.
Alexa Bliss isn't in the mix anymore.
Should be back.
So I mean, I would hope so. I mean, we talked about it on your show a little bit ago. If you may think some stuff is popping off with Alexa Bliss, but I want to see Chelsea Green have a legitimate feud with somebody who puts the fear into us that she may actually drop the damn thing. Nobody, like Chelsea Green, has title match after title match after title match, but nobody thinks she's gonna lose the damn thing anytime soon.
All right, so you know who it's gonna be? You know who it's gonna be? Probably Jade.
Or we think about Becky Lynch.
We don't think Zelina's ready, but we think Jade is.
Oh,
no, I don't think she is. But that match makes money, Justin. Right?
It does.
I think that makes more money than Vega.
I mean, because if we've been talking about mic work, I mean,
Jade is. I know, but she's hot coming back with the big feud now, and you've kind of written Naomi off, so she kind of has nothing to do. Like, so if you want a money match, I wouldn't have her win that match, but I think you can put those two in a match, make money on the biggest stage of them all. I'd rather have Jade than Vega versus
Chelsea can carry that match. Chelsea can carry that match. She can lead that match and make it super fire. She could
Yeah.
help. She could help that big time.
Yeah.
I hope.
Again,
I
we
just
just
hope
talk about it
Jake's
with the
timing
War
got
Raiders.
better.
It's like so. Who do you put Chelsea in the feud with? You know, it's like, I mean, it's to the point to where, I mean, look, no disrespect to Soul Rucker, but it's like, so she was on NXT last night because we need something to do. We need her on TV. The people love Chelsea Green. We got to put her on TV in any way, shape, and form. So it's like we sent her down to NXT in a match again, like to serious point. There's no way she was losing that match last
Right.
night. But it's like, I mean, she's Chelsea Green. She was fantastic. You know, it was great. She did her thing as she always does. But like, yeah, she is a woman who needs a feud right now heading into Mania. And boy, it ain't too much time left heading into
It
Mania.
makes so much time left, man. I mean, we
Is there anybody from NXT that you could bring up, like Roxanne?
Roxy.
Roxy, Lash,
yeah.
maybe.
Roxy
know
was
if
what
Lash
I was
is
going to
ready.
mention.
Mhm.
I mean, I would rather Lash go after the tag titles against Liv and Raquel than go for the US title on her own. I don't think she's ready for that.
That's that Liv, another lady who doesn't have WrestleMania dance
It might
partner.
be a Liv and Jade thing because I mean they had that little thing where like Jade was having her sit down with Kathy Kelly and they
Yeah,
came
that's
out
right.
like, oh, you know, try not to fall on any cars, you know,
Between next week.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's
But
got
I
to be
mean-
somebody that can carry her, right? I mean, we
Mhm.
know
Yeah.
that. We know it's got to be somebody that can carry her. Liv would be a solid bet for that. But again, what do we do with Chelsea? Chelsea
Green.
is too good, and there's nobody on SmackDown that they can put
I
her
mean,
with that it makes
case
sense.
can be made over on Raw. Again, I know we started talking about SmackDown, but Lyra Valkyria, like, what are we doing there? What are we doing there with that belt? Like,
I mean,
that's another that's been in limbo.
Well, where did they leave? Where did they leave off? I mean, you can Dakota.
Well, she's having a title defense on Monday. I forget who it's from.
What's her face from American Made, right?
American Made, American Made,
Yeah.
Avi Nile. So
Yeah, and
she's
that
defending-
you know what, that was actually a really good match. I have to give. She actually worked. I was not surprised, but I was like, "This is a good match. This is a good match."
Yeah, it
But-
was a good match. Yeah. Mhm.
I mean, it was
I don't
decent.
know.
But I mean, do any of us sitting here think that she's losing that match?
No.
Again, for me to be somewhat invested in a championship match, there has to be a little glimmer of thought or fear, if you will, that whomever is the champion has an opportunity of losing said championship.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Or we have
I
to
just think-
care. I think that's the other thing that we're not talking
That's
about.
another
We have
thing.
to care. And just like the
Yeah.
tag team on Raw and Lyra Valkyria, we have to care if she's going to lose it or they're going to lose it. And that's the
Right.
issue right now.
Right.
Is there's not enough care or investment either way. And that's the problem they're having with quite a few of these belts right now.
Right. We talked.
They have
we talked
too
about
many
this a little
belts
bit.
now.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, but we wanted these belts, Justin. Right? We
They have
wanted
too
the
much
women's-
talent too. So I mean,
Yeah.
Well, again, I said this. I said this on Aaron and Justin's show earlier today. You know, there's so much talent, and we're 30 some odd days away from Mania. And again, going back to SmackDown, they are just now starting this legitimate build with Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton. They are just now starting that.
Well, how
Nobody
long can you
cares.
string that out?
Nobody cares.
And is that Tiffany's fault or Charlotte's fault?
Charlotte.
It's
Charlotte's
Charlotte's fault.
Fault.
And
I
I
think
said
nobody cares about
as
her.
much. I mean, and we can get into that because I said it. I was like,
I think it's both their fault.
the elephant in the room is that no one cares. You know what I'm
No
saying? It's
one
like
cares.
it was this big build up. Oh, Charlotte's coming back. And she comes back and she wins the Rumble. And then it's just, of course, like they put up against Tiffany because it's like blonde hair, blue eyes, like tall, lanky. It's like, oh, look at, you know, it's just it was very, I don't know. It's just it was low hanging fruit to do this. And I mean, look, I love the fact that like they had like this little like, you know, brawl, you know, across the show and stuff like that. It's like
I loved
finally
it.
about
good.
time. You know, thank you.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny because like Tiffany with that move. She took out everybody except for Charlotte, which was very funny to me.
Right.
Right.
Like,
She falls here and Charlotte's over here. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's just it's like Tiff, you just a bit outside. But I feel like again, and we can talk about this, and we cannot. Is just Charlotte isn't. This isn't 5 years ago, 3 years ago, to where it's like,
Right.
oh, Charlotte's back. Charlotte has to carry the women's division. It is like
right.
it's a good problem to have. Like we were talking about
Mhm.
earlier with the tag teams. It's like there's so much talent in the women's division where it's like we don't need Charlotte to come back. We don't. You know, it's there are women like we talk about Chelsea Green. We talked like we're talking about Tiffany Stratton. Like there is a new age of women. There's a new crop of women. And look, what Charlotte, what Becky, what Sasha, now Mercedes, did when she was in WWE, what Bailey did, the Four Horsewomen, what they did for women's wrestling goes without saying.
Incredible.
But what they did, and it's funny what's happening now, is that they brought women's wrestling to the forefront, legitimized women's wrestling to where now the company they worked for didn't care about women's wrestling. Now they
Right.
do. You have all these talented women, and now it's just like let these other women kind of now take it to the next level, because you have Rhea, you have Bianca Belair, you have Liv. You don't need Charlotte anymore. You would love to see Becky back, but it's not like, well, what are we gonna do if we don't have Charlotte and Becky? You don't need them. We would love. I can't wait for Becky to come back, but it's not like, oh my god, like what are we gonna do without Becky? What are we gonna do without Charlotte? It's like
It's like when Cena got hurt in Taurus Pack. Like we were dying to get him back, and he came back at the Rumble. Like Charlotte to me is like a Brock Lesnar. Like you don't need that. Like and I respect the hell out of Charlotte, but do I respect the fact that she's a 16? Do I respect the fact that she's a 16-time champion? No, because a lot of times it was like throw a belt on her, You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Well,
I agree with you. I'm not in love with this match. I love Tiffy. I think she's earned her spot. I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this. I really don't think Charlotte needs to win this match.
I think normally you would expect this is so that Charlotte Flair can put Tiffany more over, right? But I think at this point it's the opposite. It's the opposite.
About that. We talked about that.
Tiffy's actually carrying it, because I have a house full of newbies and they could not care less about Charlotte. They're like, she can't talk on the mic and she's not a great wrestler. So why are we supposed to be so invested in her? Like the queen is coming back. They were like, why should I care? And I think that's the thing. And we talked about the casual wrestler. The casual wrestler just doesn't care. They're not invested enough. And so they're not getting the over for Tiffy that they hope for. So if anything, Tiffy's the one that's carrying this feud.
Right.
So the opposite is
by
happening.
not talking. By not talking, because both of them suck on the mic.
Yeah, they're terrible. So it's nobody cares. So we've got a triple threat on the other side. That's fire.
Yeah.
And then we've got Tiffy and Charlotte that were like, could you put it first that we're done with it? Or that's when I'm going to get a popcorn and go to the restroom. I'm going to get a snack.
Put
like
Nia
I know
Jax
that's
in
my
the
break.
match, please.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It just, nobody cares. And that's the thing, is that we already know going into WrestleMania that's when we're all going to take a break.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, at this point,
Stacey, watch out. You might be in the women's Raw Championship match. I mean, all you gotta do is just get the piece of paper and just sign your name on it. That's all you have to do.
Right.
Watch
it's a
legal document.
You can just look at me, everybody.
It's a legal document.
I am in the women's championship match. Look at me.
Yourself.
Bam.
That's right. And I'm Puerto Rican and I'm mean, so I could take her.
I lost my championship match because, but guess what? I lost my match fair and square, but I'm mad and I'm Rhea Ripley, so I'm going to attack everybody.
There was interference, my man. There was interference.
Exactly. My mommy was true. You need to watch yourself, Steven. This is unacceptable behavior. We don't talk about mommy that way. Okay. First of all, Mr. Ripley is speaking now. Okay. As Mr. Ripley.
Mr. Ripley.
All right,
Wow.
I will take her last name. Listen, I don't think I think my wife's. I gotta go.
This sounds more like Ripley's "Believe It or Not."
That's exactly. No, listen. We know that it was interference. I wish they would play up the fact that Bianca interfered in the match, right? But we all know where this is going. I love it. I think these three women are going to tear the house down.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we all love EO. She's amazing.
I love that. What they're doing with her.
I love it that she's not respected because she isn't respected, and
she's not.
Pause.
She
is very respected, but I think she's very underappreciated, and people don't understand that. We said it a couple. She had one of the matches of the year last year at WrestleMania, and people don't give her her flowers. And it's not that she's not respected. I don't think she gets her flowers.
Yeah, she gets overlooked. Yeah.
And she's amazing. And Mommy is Mommy. Mommy, she's the best. She's the most over female wrestler in the business. I don't care what you say about Tori Storm or whoever you got. When that music hits, My Brutality, it goes down. Mommy is it right now. So and she waves to me, she winks at me, she smiles at me. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry. And
okay,
Bianca's it. I love Bianca. She is so. This match is gonna cook. I can't wait for it.
So is EO dropping the belt? Since we're talking about her being underappreciated, so don't we send her back to even more underappreciation? And if we're talking about all these other belts that are going to turn, is this just the annual turnover of all the belts?
Well, what'll happen is EO will pin Bianca, and then Ripley will be like, "Oh, well, you didn't pin me, so I'm never mind." I'm not going.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep it up, Steven. That's why Stephanie's going to lose both the belts.
We're about to schedule Villain.
Look, you take your mouth off of Stephanie two belts, baby. Okay, like you don't do that. We don't do that at all.
Don't drink when they're speaking. Holy shit!
Mommy too, bro. So Bianca Belair is undefeated at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Io Sky, and Io Sky is otherworldly. Rhea Ripley's otherworldly.
Transcendent.
She's awesome. Rhea Ripley's over in Sirius's opinion.
Well, thank God.
That carries a lot of weight.
That's all that matters.
That's a big shoe to fill.
She's the reason young girls are watching.
Exactly.
My daughter Avery,
she's transcendent.
Justin,
she's the reason why my 30-year-old daughter is watching.
Yeah,
it's because of Rhea Ripley.
It's Stacey.
She's 90% the reason I watch.
When that music hits, my daughter jumps through the roof.
Yeah,
like when that music hit, my daughter goes crazy. Like when Bianca and Io were in the ring going back and forth, and it was like that gentleman's respect and all that. And my daughter's like, "But what about Rhea, Daddy? Is Rhea gonna come? Is she gonna get the belt back? She's got to be at WrestleMania. This is my day."
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's Rhea Ripley. Oh my God.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
it's like that. I mean, it's crazy because like my daughter, who is 6 years old, it's like if Liv Morgan was to walk in our house right now, Liv would rule the day she did that because she's like Liv Morgan, she did that to mommy. Like when she attacked, she was ready. We live in Pittsburgh. When she attacked her, they went to Philly on that Raw. My daughter was ready for us to get in the car and drive to Philly so she can go see Liv Morgan. She was like, "Come on out of here, Liv. Come on out. Come on, get you whooped." You know, like come on
for
out
you
here.
outside.
Yeah,
that's right.
Hit you in the head with a stick. Yeah, but that match is gonna cook. I'm excited about that one. Another match that we're kind of bounce back one between Raw and SmackDown. I hate the build, but I understand the payoff is Jey Uso Gunther. I hate the build.
So if you think about though, all the matches we've been talking about, every one of these we're predicting a belt change.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do our annual turnover.
Except for Cena Cody. And I
agree with that.
Honestly, Stacey, I see a world where EO keeps the belt and then drops at Backlash.
Yeah. I mean, I would rather that. I would rather that.
I see a world where EO keeps the belt and drops it the Monday after.
Okay.
I think there's going to be a change on Raw
She
too.
won it on a Monday. Why
Yeah.
not drop it back on a Monday?
Mhm.
Right.
I just think
But,
we're looking at too many things to flip at WrestleMania, and it's just
I mean,
too,
but
it's too
like,
much.
let's keep it a buck with you. You know what I'm saying? We can walk down the WrestleMania card as we currently know it. We all know Jey Uso is winning. I don't understand how. I don't understand why, but I understand Jey Uso's winning. He's beating Gunther.
You don't
mean
understand why?
They have. Yeah, I mean, we know why.
I mean, again,
Because the
okay.
fans said so, Aaron.
Yeah.
The
He's
fans
over.
said so.
He
Period.
is over. He is over.
Transcending.
Sirius is one of those fans that just can't stand Jey Uso. They don't think he's like the 5 messing moves of doom.
I love Jey
with the
Uso.
super 18 super kicks a night and a frog
he does that,
splash. And
but
And no mic skills.
it doesn't
Mike skills.
matter.
That's right.
He is
It doesn't matter.
over.
He's over. I get it. But see, I had this conversation with Aaron and Justin a little bit ago. With Gunther, this is going to be the second WrestleMania that he has lost a belt.
So,
when does he start being a transitional champion?
wait, say it again.
When does Gunther stop being a transitional champion? Because this is the second Mania in a row.
He had the IC belt for
he had
666 days.
There was nothing transitional about his IC title, right?
Yeah,
Nothing
like
and he dropped it to Sammy when Sammy was over.
Yeah, he
there
did.
Goes
he
that
did
word
this.
again.
And what did he get for his troubles?
Again.
He got the World Heavyweight Championship.
That's gonna be the word of the day.
Yeah,
listen. And now he's going against. I don't think I've ever seen anybody as over as Uso is right now.
Yeah.
The reaction he gets, I've never seen before. Maybe The Rock.
Bray.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan. The last time I could think of a response like this was like the Yes movement with Daniel Bryan. That's the last, because I mean, that moment in the Superdome, like we're gonna get that in Vegas. You know, it's gonna be the pointing to the WrestleMania time. It's gonna be the pyro. It's gonna be everybody yeet. Just like it reminds me of the whole Yes movement with Daniel Bryan. That's the last time I can think of something like this. Dynamic, you know,
organic,
where the fans spoke,
absolutely
and
organic.
The fans spoke, Stacey, right? And they put Daniel Bryan into the championship match at Mania. The fans have spoken and put Jey Uso in the main event at WrestleMania, like it or not.
Absolutely.
And he deserves his moment because he works for it. Like, you don't like how he did it, but people didn't like how John did it. They don't like how Cena did it, and he did it. So it doesn't matter. Like, we're not at the level where he's like Ultimate Warrior bad in the ring, but like the guy gets a pop, he gets a reaction, he makes money. Like, you gotta reward him, you gotta feed the beast. And guess what? Gunther is good, but he doesn't fill seats like Jey Uso does.
Right.
Yeah. But Gunther is good enough to where he's going to pull a good match out of Jey Uso.
Yeah,
you know. And that's why you love, and that's why I respect a guy like Gunther. He's going to pull because he loves this shit. This is not a game to him. He loves professional wrestling, and we're not gonna have a Super Kick Palooza like we had last year with his brother. You know, Gunther is going to put together and pull out a good match out of him. And again, he's going to lose, but Gunther is going to this is going to be a good match because it has to be. You know,
so Aaron and I last year saw this start to build in a dark match at SmackDown. It was June, I think, is when we went.
June. Yep.
And they started playing it out in a dark match, and it's going to be a good one. It's not going to be your typical Jey Uso match.
Well, also let's talk about the new World Heavyweight title that's going to be for sale with the baby blue in the background.
Yeah.
You know that's going to happen.
That's going to be nice.
Merch is going to
be nice. Yeah.
All right. So you're going to have people buying those belts, buying more shirts, buying more everything of Jay.
Huge.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I mean, I see it. I get it.
And he deserves it. Like, listen, Gunther, you have to be able to do the business for somebody, for the good of the business. Gunther can do that. he did it last year at Mania, and it helped. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if anything, the only problem I have with his run is that he didn't win at Crown Jewel. Other than that, I don't have much of a problem with his work. He's not the problem. I think he's just poorly booked. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But he's not the problem. I thought his matches with Damian Priest were really good. I didn't like that they threw in Finn Balor at the last minute, but I thought those two worked really well together. And you were invested in it because you wanted Priest to win so bad, but Gunther took it and won it. And I respect it. I liked it.
There's one more thing. Go ahead, Aaron.
No, go. I was gonna move. Go ahead.
There's just one more thing I want to say about Jay. I've been watching. I don't know if you guys ever watched Tough Enough. I went back on Peacock, and they have all the old seasons on there. And I was rewatching the episodes, and Bill DeMott and John Big Kubrick were always like, "You have to find one thing that you're gonna take and grab and get the crowd to connect with you." Jay Uso found that in the stupidest little word. So he did exactly what needed to be done to connect with that crowd and make that his. I mean, WWE had an argument with them over a trademarking of the word, and they said they could use it. So Jay found that niche to connect and move up that level up. It was just cool to watch that as those kids were progressing. Like, I was watching Mandy Rose before she was Mandy Rose in NXT in the Tough Enough competitions. Like, I don't think we realized how many of those kids came up and moved through the Miz, all these people. So Uso did what he was supposed to do. He grabbed the bull and he's off. So,
I mean,
and a win is not just a win for him; it's a win for WWE Nation.
Right, the company.
It's a win for us.
It really is. It's a win for the fans, and that's the best part.
And if he doesn't win, it buries him. Because he's, like I said before, he's already had 2 shots at the belt.
Yeah.
And he's already been buried by Gunther twice.
And that place will implode.
Yes.
Vegas will lose their
They
shit.
had to call in the National Guard. Because,
We're rioting.
Because
the casinos lose all that money.
Yeah.
Because he could have got buried when he lost to Roman. You know what I mean? That could have been could have spelled disaster for him to get to that point and then go, down. And to be where he is right now, I respect it, man. Like, I respect the hustle.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of matches that I don't want to say I'm tired of seeing or whatever, because to be back and forth between the two brands here. This Damian Priest Drew McIntyre thing has the potential to be something. We've seen it before. It's kind of, been re-rinsed and, reserved to us, man. What say you about this potential Mania thing? And if you want to throw Braun Breaker and Penta or what they're going to do with that into the mix, let's talk about that real quick. Justin, where's your head at, bro?
They need to give Drew a belt eventually here.
Yeah.
That man is doing all the work.
Yeah.
So much work. Ugh.
And he's gotten so much better. That Punk feud just catapulted him.
Yeah.
And the way he handled that. Like, I was not a big fan of his, and then he started what he did with Punk, and
I'm still not, to be honest with you.
that was it.
I respect the game.
He is beloved in my house.
I mean, he was my superstar of the year last year. So I mean,
Yeah.
like, I just, that guy, and I hate to bring a certain person up. I mean, but he was somebody's chosen one, and that weighed on him for a long time, and it followed
he wasn't
him
ready
because he wasn't ready at the time, and to see what he's become. To where, like, now he's so good on the mic, he's so good in the ring. It's just he gets it. And again, I like Priest, and I think they'll have a really good match. But again, you talk about like investment and people. It's like Damian Priest. They want Damian Priest to succeed, and he got that title run, and it was kind of a test run. Let's see how he does on the radio shows. Let's see how he does at the upfronts. Let's see how he does. And I think he passed whatever test he passed the test because he had that championship feel. He had that look, that swag of a champion. And these two guys, I feel like, are going to put together a good match. And these are two guys that I feel like need to touch gold here pretty soon. I don't know in what way they will, but I do agree with Justin where it's like, man, I'm a Drew McIntyre guy. That's my guy. I love Drew McIntyre, and I want him to get into this some kind of way. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but I want him to get in the title picture. Like I said, I just don't. I'm not seeing a path right now, but like we'll see. I mean, because like, does he go after the Intercontinental Championship? Does he do that? I don't know, but it's
I
like
think he goes after LA Knight. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Give him that belt for a little while, and then you can build up somebody behind him. Like you can build up. I mean, I really think Carmelo is going to touch gold this year.
Yes.
I need
he's
him too.
amazing.
I need him too.
Yeah,
He
you
should.
talk about a guy who's just doing everything they asking of him, and
Mhm.
he's being a good soldier, and I hope he's rewarded because I mean this kid is phenomenal. He's amazing, and
Mhm.
look, I just want to throw this out here real quick: Penta versus Braun. Yes, please. I
Yeah.
cannot wait for this. I
Yeah.
am on
I,
I'm
I
on
hope
pins and needles waiting for this match. I
I
can't wait.
hope they don't mess with it and throw Finn Balor and a bunch of other people into the mix.
No.
I need to see that. I need to see that.
Don't do that yet. Don't do that yet. Let these two breathe because I think Penta Braun can really make money, and I think those two can really put on a good match together, and then you can throw those guys in at Backlash or something like that. But to go back to what Coach is saying, Carmelo is being tested. Can he work these matches and be believable? He's working with Randy. He's worked with whoever they put him with Braun Strowman. He's made it work. And my daughter's like, "Why do you like him? You're not supposed to like him. He's a bad guy." I was like, "He works. He is over. Like it's just he's got to touch gold this year." And I'll leave it at that. But like, I totally agree with you, Justin. Drew, the Drew that was the chosen one, and the Drew right now, I don't even recognize those two people. They're totally different people. They don't look the same. They don't talk the same. They don't walk the same. And his 2024 is almost unrivaled. Just without a strap, right? And
I mean, he had it for 5 minutes.
he did. Well, he did. He did.
He deserved.
Yeah, and
He
that's
deserves
typically
to be
about as long as I
in front of
last in the
people.
bedroom. So, like, he had a lot, right? So, no, I'm kidding. I can get it
You are
about
correct,
5 minutes. I can get about 6
sir.
minutes. I can get to 6.
6.5.
But no, seriously. He just worked so hard to get to this point. He's had a really good year with Punk. I think him and Priest, to your point, Priest had a really good year. I think for me, Priest, I said it to my daughter and she laughed at me, but I'm like, he needs new theme music. I think he needs a little bit of a little, not a happy-go-lucky, but
he needs a rework.
Is there something missing with his
he needs a tweak, not too much.
It needs a tweak.
He needs a little tweak. Yeah.
It needs a little tweak. And then, but that's just me looking at his character. But I remember him, the pre-show, the presser that he did with Mommy at SummerSlam. That's when I looked at Priest. I was like, all right, I can work with this. I can work with this. And I agree with you. These two are going to steal the show. Whatever night they're on, I think they're going to be on the first night. They're going to steal the show because those two are, I see the chemistry with them. I like how they're building it. They didn't forget. I love the long-term storytelling that Coach always talks about, how, Drew is always screwed, and the guy to pick up the bones is Priest every time. And you laid that groundwork, and now you have a reason to have a really good feud and a really good match, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great match. Again, it has the potential to steal the night, depending upon whichever night you put it on. We've seen it before, and so I kind of wanted something new.
Where?
We've seen Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre work. They were on Raw together for years.
Yeah, but this is different.
This is different.
Different.
Again,
this is not a filler match. This is a storyline, and that's the difference. They've been building it, and so now we're invested. And even for the casual viewer, since they've recapped the long-term storyline, it gives everybody a chance to say, I'm in. And that's the difference.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to watching that match than I am Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton.
I'll
Well, I
be
mean, yeah.
in the kitchen
You
getting
know,
my snacks.
with saying much, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
sure it's
I
gonna
don't-
be a great match.
I don't think a wardrobe malfunction can save that match right at this point, right?
Speak for yourself, Dylan.
It depends on who that's for. It depends on which one gets a wardrobe malfunction. And unfortunately, it might be the wrong one.
Time.
I'm staying. I'm all in, literally.
Yeah.
I just
But
need
yeah,
a 10
man.
second warning because I've got 2 sets of eyes I got to cover.
I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
Let the boy watch. Let the boys watch.
I know. That's how we grew. That's how we grew up through the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
For real.
My pro nephews.
Trish Stratus and Lita.
Yes.
Oh God, please God.
Sable.
Sable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sable.
The pasties.
Yeah. The
So,
pasties.
but yeah, man. This past couple nights of Raw and SmackDown has been crazy. Does anybody want to touch on anything else before I get you guys out of here?
One last thing. I think Brussels was a good crowd. I think they played their hand too much. I really feel like it's funny. I really feel like I felt like the crowd. Where was Raw? In Spain, right? Raw was in Spain.
Raw was in Spain, yeah.
Mhm.
That crowd was electric. That was a fun crowd. No, SmackDown was in Spain.
No, SmackDown was in Spain. Barcelona.
Spain.
Barcelona,
Barcelona.
and Raw was in Brussels.
Yes, I apologize. Thank you, Coach. The Barcelona crowd was great. That was a great crowd. I thought the Brussels crowd kind of lost steam. They started high with Cena and then kind of started to dip a little bit. And I think by the end of the night, they kind of lost their steam. But the Barcelona crowd was really fire. I thought, and I think this tour is doing a great job. It's a fun tour. It's weird to get home at 3:00. Well, not home at 3:00, but 3:00's Raw starting. But I just wanted to make sure people, the international crowd is,
it just didn't feel right to me. It didn't feel right in my spirit to be watching Raw with the sun up.
Yeah,
it just didn't feel right to me. I was like, this feels weird. And then when 8:00 came for Monday night, I was like,
what am I doing?
I guess I'll spend some time with my family. I guess
We just watched it twice.
Watch the basketball.
There's this lady and this small child that live with me, and I'm like, hey, hello guys, how are you? I'm Steve. How are you?
I think we were watching the Rock. You know what? No, I'm not even going there. Wrestling show. Anywho, anything else you want to touch on?
I want to talk about something that I feel like
we
haven't talked about, and it's kind of strange that we haven't talked about it, but the pure cinema that is the Seth Roman Punk saga.
Yeah.
Gave me life.
I can't believe
we're gonna be here for another 40 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah. Like I was like,
right.
are we not going to talk
Bring
about?
me some
I mean,
coffee.
it's just the
waiting.
layers of storytelling in this thing is just Punk's favor, like Roman's jealousy, like Seth just being sick of both of these guys in general,
And that's how you book something. That's how you do it.
Like this, like I know it gets overused on like that, but this is absolute cinema, y'all. This is why I love wrestling. A story like this, because it's so much going on, and it's just like, everybody, this is a true way how to build a triple threat, because all three guys have an issue with the other, and then you throw in the Heyman layer where it's like Heyman has a connection to two of the guys in the match, and then Seth Rollins is there and it's like, I was here while Punk was gone, but then Seth like turned his back on Roman, and then like, because the butterfly effect of Seth Rollins hitting Roman Reigns in the back with that chair.
Yes.
If you think about it,
you created this monster.
Exactly. So it's just like Seth Rollins act like, oh well, look at Roman, look at Punk, but it's like, bro, you the one that pretty much started this whole thing with that fateful night with that chair shot, and it's so much drama, so much intrigue. I would not want to have to produce this match because there are just so many ways to take this match. I don't envy whoever's producing this match. I don't.
Who wins this match?
What do you think is
That's
going?
the
Yeah,
thing.
who thinks wins
That's
it?
the thing. It's just who wins
No
the
one
match. How do
knows.
they win it? It's just like we win as
We
wrestling
win.
fans. We
Yeah,
win.
we win.
Do you want to talk about a match that could steal the show,
Mhm.
steal the whole weekend
That's what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
if they do it right? And I don't
Mhm.
think I've ever said that about a triple threat
Yeah.
because usually they
Right.
can get lost.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But this one, the stakes aren't high because the winner of this match won't get a title shot, but they probably will, right? Like it's not a stipulation, but there's like you guys said, there's so many layers to this storyline that you are invested, and it's
Mhm.
like Aaron, you don't know where this is gonna go.
Yeah,
Like
that's
at
I
the
wouldn't
end
want
of
to
the
produce
night.
this match. I don't know
Yeah.
I don't know how I would put this match together. I don't.
Well,
Yeah.
and even bigger than that, we don't care yet who's gonna win because
No,
we're
we
more
just wanna
excited
see it.
about watching everything as it's
Mhm.
unfolding. Like I watched the
Right.
recap on Tuesday for Raw the
Mhm.
day after, and
Yeah.
Seth Rollins was on, and he was like, "Yeah," and Roman came at me, and I'm not mad about that because I'd have done the same thing because I've done it to him countless times before, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm not ready for this match. I want to live through every single second leading up to it. And that's what makes this an unforgettable match even before it starts.
Well,
Can't
I
wait
want
for
to touch
Friday
on
night.
I want to touch on Steve's point though, because I don't want to be the guy producing this match either. Here's why. This match can go really good or it can fall flat on its face if it's not done the right way. This
Exactly.
could be a major flop with these three megastars in the ring together. If they don't book this right, it could either be the match of the night or it could be like something like everybody's like WTF.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
It's gotta be
three guys
low
that are
EQ.
professionals. Like
Yeah.
they know the business
Mhm.
and they know that's a money match.
It is.
Mhm.
It really is. And
But
like
again, like producing that and figuring out who wins and how, and like just does CM Punk finally main event a WrestleMania? Because that could be a night two. I mean, a night one main event, because the way it's being booked, you don't expect
won't.
Gunther and Jay to main event.
There's
That might lead off night one. Gunther and
This
Jay
will
might
lead
lead
this
off night one.
Right.
No, this match will lead off night two. This will lead off Sunday. Like you cannot have. You got to push this on Sunday. You can't have it in the middle. You got to have
Right.
Cody at the end. As much as you can sit here and argue with me, like Jay has to be the last match of night one on Saturday.
Yeah.
He has to have the moment with
Yep.
the confetti coming down.
Yeah,
Like,
you have to get
has
that
happen.
like I said, you have to get that
Okay,
geek
okay,
moment,
I
like
got it,
how
I got
Brian
it.
got
And
that.
you've got to have
bliss
that
moment.
half an hour to tear the house down because
Exactly.
he's going to win, but the crowd's going to win. So we have to give the fans the time to celebrate.
But
Right?
so you put arguably one of the best matches that you booked for Mania, and you
Embarrassment
slap
of
it.
riches.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I get it. I get it.
start
I
hot and hot.
Mhm.
I get it. I get it.
I think Cena, Cody are night one. I think Jay closes the show.
No,
No.
it's the belt. The belt is always night two.
But why would you think it's night one, Justin?
Because I think you end with Jay. That's going to be the biggest pop of the entire weekend.
You know what?
See,
Like I actually
action than
again,
Cody.
it's about that moment, and that like that
Cena
probably
getting
will be.
17 wouldn't be the moment.
No,
I get 17. No, it wouldn't.
That's
it
if
wouldn't
he
be.
goes over. I don't know. I don't think he goes over, but
I mean,
Yeah,
but let me ask you. Let me ask you guys this: Do like I mean, does Cena stay heel the whole match?
No.
I mean, like
Cody
do we have a Rock Hogan type moment with this match? Because that I do. That's what I think happens. To be honest with you
well,
guys.
I think
As that Rock Hogan match went on, and I think we all know something weird happened. Everybody started rooting for Hogan.
The
It was
crowd's
like
lit.
all that nostalgia, all that came back, all that rush. Like it's like I was watching that match and I was just like, wait a minute. I was like, what's going on in Rogers Center right now? Everybody's rooting for Hogan. And it might be a situation where in Vegas here soon, like I said, does Cena stay the heel throughout this match? I don't know.
I mean, it was different for Hogan because we hadn't seen Hogan in WWE in so long. We've seen Cena for a little bit.
But this is Cena's last ride. But this is his last WrestleMania.
I know, but I think you want to do that. You want Cena to play the face in that match. I think you have to inject The Rock, and The Rock has to be like, it has to be that where Cena, I don't need your help. The Rock gets involved, and he's like, well, what are you doing? I don't want to win it that way. That's kind of how it's got to play out in my mind. But
yeah,
I just wanted to hear how Justin was going to rationalize Cena night one.
Well,
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
That, and I don't think Cena's gonna win, and I think Cody turns in that match. I think Cody sold his soul from the beginning.
Well, I'm gonna head out
and lets all this play out
again
and turns to Mania.
Oh, man. Let me get him out of here.
Rock's not going to be there, but Stone Cold is.
Justin, you cannot help yourself.
So
It's
listen,
happening.
I'm going to tell you the point
Eventually.
that I told these three on my show earlier. Rock came out, did the 1, 2, 3 originally. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, he did this to Cody, to Cena, and he turned on Cody. What is Cena's signature hand motion? 3. Nothing saying Cena doesn't turn during that match. Turn on The Rock. Cody turns the same time. Cena says, that's 3. Cena wins his belt. Boom.
But we already had 3.
What's
Rock
3?
started with 3.
We
started with
one.
3.
We're missing the 1.
I think the 1 was Roman.
I think the one is going to be Roman too. Just for kicks and giggles.
Right. So Roman, Cena turning. Cena's done. 3.
I don't know. We'll see.
I think Stone Cold comes down.
I think they have to
Cody.
work it back to be face to make this run work. I think I said this before. That's going to be number 3. Cena's going to be like, haha, joke's on you. I did this because I think he's regretting his decision by his facial expressions and everything else that he's going through.
Yeah.
So that number 3, Cena's going to put his hands up.
He could be marrying to the bit. Like, I thought about it a little bit, in between shows. Like,
Have you
the
watched his
facial
movies?
expression-
He's not that good of an actor.
For real.
Come on,
I mean,
that's not nice.
But I mean,
Buzzing.
Not nice in the truth. though.
Nah, he was good. He was good in Peacemaker. I thought he was really good in that show.
I mean, what was it, 12 rounds or Marine, something like that?
Yeah,
The Marine.
Don't
He
remind
was-
me of the
He was
Marine.
a
Please
Marine.
don't remind me of
I mean,
I
as the
still-
host
I
of
still have
Wipeout,
nightmares.
great.
I mean,
I still have
he-
nightmares trying to sell that movie.
that's funny.
We had
But
to,
I
we had to
mean-
buy it direct from Lionsgate for $17 and sell it for $19. It was what a ripoff.
That's crazy.
got them.
But yeah, I mean, that's gonna be very interesting. I mean, we talked about it earlier. About Cena kind of flipping and giving the FU to The Rock and whatever. Because I just don't see it. But again, I didn't see the turn at Elimination Chamber either. So
You also don't think LA Knight's over. So
I
You
don't
did
think
see
I-
the turn. You were just in denial.
I
But
did.
I want to real quick and then
I'm still taking the 5th on that one, Miss Stacy. I'm still taking the 5th on that.
You can't do
Real
that with
quick.
me.
real quick before we wrap it. I thought the cinema in that cage match was brilliant. I thought
Yes.
even though
Oh, yeah.
I kind of agree with you, Sirius. We talked about it. Too many kickouts off the finisher. I
Yeah.
thought that was excessive.
Oh man,
Cinema in that match was great, and to have when he was on the ropes at the cage at the door, and you heard the crowd going crazy. I was like, he's
Yeah, we all knew it was coming. We knew it was coming though.
But the way they did the camera work to pull him out of the ring, it was like he came out of nowhere. It was just epic, pure
it was.
cinema.
Perfect.
I think that was the best moment of the week by far, out of anything that happened all week.
Oh yeah.
And I am in total agreement with you guys. I cannot wait to see how this triple threat match unfolds. Like there's so much to it. I cannot wait.
Seth Rollins is on his way to SmackDown because them three are going to be in the same building on Friday. I can't wait to see. I
Yeah,
can't wait to
he
see
got
that
on his
watch.
cheapo airline to Bologna.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. So, anything else before we get out of here? Stacey, you need to cover anything, back?
No, I think we hit it all.
You good? Justin, you straight?
Cody's turning.
I hate you so much. Aaron, you straight?
Thank you for having me on.
Coach, you straight?
Look, okay, real quick. So, okay, so
I love it.
look,
This might go past midnight.
y'all. Okay,
I'm already in the doghouse. I'm good.
okay, okay. All right. Guys, like y'all don't understand how bad this margarita was I had at dinner. It was awful. Okay, it just, I mean, it was like it was too sour. The sweet and sour was off. It's like I
Oh,
couldn't taste any
Lord.
tequila in it. There was like 3 grains of salt on the rim of my glass. It was just awful. So it's like
Nobody
I'm
told
cutting
you to get a girl's drink. That's a girly drink. Go get a scotch on the rocks. Get
a
lost.
margarita is a perfect drink. What are you talking about? It's like
Grow up.
it's a mix of fruity and
Yeah,
tequila
fruity.
and
Exactly.
stuff
You
like that.
answered my question. Thank you.
It's like, I mean, what are you talking about? It's like
There's
the
my
perfect
problem.
drink. It's like you
Yeah,
don't know,
all
you
right,
don't know
pretty
ball,
deadly.
dog. It's like
You,
it's like,
you
and then
sipped your
Deadly.
wife's drink. You sip Sabrasha's drink. Stop it.
yeah, it's like I like a margarita. It's like whatever. It's like
Go sip
man.
it
It's like
to Hennessy. Go
I'm
sip
looking
it
at a
Hennessy.
bottle of Macallan right now that I'm gonna have to drink now because that margarita was so goddamn bad.
Oh
You
no.
know. But
Oh no.
anyway,
With that being said, let's get out of here, man.
You
Villain,
didn't ask me
I
if I, you didn't ask me if I had anything to
don't
add.
care about you. Hey, you know what to do, man. Give me a plug and close and shut it down, big dog.
I can't. Where did you get this margarita from, bro?
look. Buena Tardy Mexican Bar and Grill. I'm calling your ass out. I'm cutting a promo on Buena Tarde on Ellsworth Avenue here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Worst margarita I've ever had in my life.
I'm
Did
sorry.
not
I
sound bueno at all.
think you just cut that promo. Listen, I am so tired. Thank you so much for tonight. This was awesome. I had a great couple hours with you guys, as always. I look forward to seeing you again. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Thanks for coming by, kicking with us, man. Definitely check out Aaron on his show. On I believe they run on Tuesdays. And then they got the wrestling show every Wednesday. So definitely check them out. Justin, you know what to do, my guy. Give me a plug and close. I'll shut it down, big dog.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'm not sure if I'll ever be invited back, but I enjoy coming on.
Probably not. Probably not. I'm done with you. I hate big dog, man. Good
Thanks,
holler at
guys.
you, man. Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. Yes, sir. Coach, you know what to do, my guy.
Hey man, once again, it's like backstage business, politics, whatever you want to call it. It's like we found out that all the good wrestling show names are taken. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
we
saying? But you know, I like backstage business. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I love talking wrestling. I mean, this is just, you know, we talk sports, we talk sports entertainment, the executive view, we're doing big things. Like we always say, if you see the link, share the link. You know, we here and guys, look. I love a good margarita. Okay, y'all just don't understand. Anyway, no, guys, like y'all have a good one. We'll see you next time, baby.
All right,
Peace.
big dog. State, you know what to do. Give me a plug and close and get out of here.
Again, another great night. Love it. Love it. And what? We're back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Back soon. Can't wait back for more backstage business.
All right, State. Love you so
Love my
much.
peeps.
Talk to you soon.
I say
Villain, you know what to do, my guy.
Mr. Ripley is out. My wife is definitely angry at me.
I
love
told
you.
you she might be.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you got another show? You got to do a show? Okay. So, yeah. But yeah, I'll see you guys in.
She get her on.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get her on the show. But no, listen, I love doing this show. Like, thank you for everybody for watching. You know, if you like what you saw, come back in 2 weeks, share the link, get it out there. We're having a lot of fun doing this. It's something that we like. We're a couple of guys that just love talking about wrestling. We found out we all have a mutual respect and love for it, and we made it a thing. So I'm glad everybody's appreciating it. And we got a lot more people that want to jump on with us. So I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah,
So,
man. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun, man. Like as I always said, man, it's your boy Sirius repping that 412 and the 703, man. I enjoy doing this type of stuff, man. Definitely shout out to my friends over at Nonsense and Deep Thoughts, man, for jumping on and kicking it with us, man. Everybody except for Justin. I can't stand that dude, man. I hope his food tastes horrible. I hope he stubs his toe. I hope all the bad things happen to him. You know what I'm saying? He's in the background kicking it. Definitely check us out starting on next Tuesday, man. We are wrapping up spring training. We're going to talk a lot of baseball. Hopefully the Pittsburgh Steelers select a quarterback by then, and hopefully his name is not Aaron Rodgers, or you guys going to have to come find me because I'm going to be pissed off about that. And then starting in April, we start full coverage of draft prep. We're going to have a bunch of friends over talking about the NFL draft. We'll be breaking down stuff by position, leading up to a potential live stream draft. So our show is going to be on a Thursday night that week instead of a Tuesday night. We're going to be live reacting to the NFL draft in real time. So you definitely want to be a part of that. As I always say, if you see the link, share the link. And I always close out my shows like this, man. God is good, even though sometimes people aren't. God bless. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.